I'd like to call to order the Common Council meeting for February 10th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Attendance roll call.
Alderpersons Wolf.
Here.
Hamel.
Here.
Decker.
Here.
Bryce.
Here.
Schrader.
Here.
Dulgy.
Here.
Madden.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
Thank you. Statement of public notice.
This meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law on Friday, February 6, 2026.
Thank you. Public comment, do we have any? All right. Communications from the mayor's office. Tomorrow from 4 till 6, we will be having our comp plan, the 2035 comp plan public informational meeting. It's just an opportunity for the public to come to City Hall between 4 and 6 p.m. and ask questions about the plan itself. This is not the public hearing. This is just an opportunity for the public to have interaction with staff and the consultants to talk about what is on the plan or what their concerns are about it. And that concludes my communications. Consent agenda, voucher approval, resolution 005-2026, approval of the agricultural lease agreement with Jack King for Kelsey Drive Conservation Site. Resolution 006-2026, approval of agricultural lease with Robert Stiegler for the Badister Preserve. Resolution 007-2026, approval of the agricultural lease agreement with Carl Thiesenhuisen for Park Arthur. Resolution 008-2026, expenditure approval for the purchase of a 2026 plow truck. Resolution 009-2026, award of bid for the A-Gate lift station. Any of those need separate consideration? I'm assuming the plow truck?
Yes.
Or,
The plow
okay.
truck.
And
The voucher approval, I would like to pull it, and the expenditure for the plow truck, as well as the award of bid for the agate lift station.
okay.
Okay, hold on.
So we're doing 005, 006, and 007.
And all being pulled by Dennis.
No,
Sure.
No, that's wrong.
no,
What?
not 005. Voucher.
Okay.
approval.
No, 005, 006.
That's
Oh,
the-
and
that's the
007
voucher.
is what we're doing.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
mean- okay.
You said it, okay.
Yes.
I went backwards. So Dennis is pulling voucher.
Voucher is 008 and 009.
Yeah.
Please. All right, I'm ready for the motion for ours.
All right. Then I just need a first and a second for the
Other ones.
other ones.
Move to approve 005, 006, and 007.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That passes. Voucher approval. Need a motion to get it on the floor?
So moved.
Second,
Dennis?
I'd like to pull the item for the Gold Drive culvert. I think it should be done as a separate resolution.
No, it's already been approved through motion and a second months ago. This is just paying what you guys already approved.
Just in the committee of the whole, we had a
Doesn't matter.
discussion about it.
Doesn't matter. We're not going to do a separate resolution on it. You guys already acted on it.
I think it's improper.
You can think all you want. That's what, it's fine.
Wait, can I get clarification? What are you asking for?
He wants a separate resolution for the Gold Drive repairs from the flooding, which was
The
done
box
under
culvert, I believe.
the box culvert repairs. You've already approved it through a voice vote.
That was in committee of the whole.
That was actually under emergency government. That was actually like a belt and suspenders. It was here for your information to make it even more. So you guys made a motion and voted upon it yourself. That didn't need to be done, which is fine. We encouraged that, but it's already gotten through two. We're not going to, we got to pay the bill. That's what it comes down to.
If I remember right, that was done under basically emergency protocol due
Correct.
to flooding.
Yes.
It needed to be done right away. Do you
Correct.
want the people to sit there on Go Drive without having the road fixed?
Well, they already had
for-
it done. He wants them not to get paid now.
Well, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Not necessarily.
I didn't hear him say that.
Not necess- I think we need to follow the proper procedures.
This is the proper, we did follow the proper procedures. I understand your opinion is different of that, but it's not true. Alderman Wolf.
So, did it get approved at council?
Yes, it got approved at the committee of the whole, but it didn't need to even do that. We were under emergency government. It was an emergency repair. We brought it forward for your information following all of our own protocols and state protocols and statutorily. To make it even further, instead of just informing you that we're going forward with the emergency repair, there was a first, a second, and a voice vote on that at that point. So you guys already approved it. This is the voucher to pay the vendor for the work that's already been done. Anyone else want to add to this, and then we'll go back to Dennis? All right. Alderman Schrader.
Could I just ask, Jeff, can you just elaborate on that or verify that that is the proper procedure, please?
The answer to that is the mayor just gave you the proper procedure and that was followed.
Alderman Decker.
What is the funding source for the time being to pay this particular vendor?
The 2025 budget, or 2026 budget money will pay for it. If at the end of the year, we do not get either reimbursed or some part through the year when we find out if we're going to get reimbursed from the state under the emergency disaster fund, which we're expecting to get paid, there's no reason we wouldn't on this one, that would regenerate that. If it doesn't for some reason, we would either look at where we are for the year, like we are this past year, we're returning over $500,000 back into the coffers, so we're under budget, so we'll either operate it under our current budget, and we'll come back and let you know what part that's going to be a transfer, or we'll pull from the $10 million of fund balance that we have, undesignated fund balance, but the council will decide that when we need to at that point. Right now, we have cash to pay for it.
Out of what funding source?
I just told you, it would be under the funding that we have right now in the 2026 budget under Public Works.
We don't have a specific budget item for this Gold Drive culvert
Correct.
in the 2026 budget.
But we do have fund balance that we can pull from, and that's what emergency repairs come from. So right now, under emergency repairs, fund balance covers emergency repairs. I'm hoping we never have to touch that, and if we do, I'll come back to you. Either way, you're going to come back and you guys are going to pick where it's going to come from, but we have the cash to pay for it right now until we find out if we're reimbursed from the state, which is a certainty for that part.
How does that square with our ordinance 39-7 and 39-7 and 39-8?
I don't have the ordinance in front of me. I have to look at it.
Jenny, can you come up here a second?
I'm not going to analyze ordinances as I sit here now.
You don't have to. Do we have fund balance to cover this?
Yes, we do.
Is this normal for an
Yes.
emergency? Yes. Is this the way we've done this in the past?
Yes. It's not budgeted for because it was an emergency.
That's why we have fund balance. Alderman Wolf.
Just so I understand this, normal procedure is we go from cow to council, but because you're saying this is an emergency, we don't have to do that.
Correct. Under emergency, when we declare an emergency, the executive has the authority to do emergency repairs, as long as you notify the council. I did that, and then in addition to that, you confirmed that.
Now, is the work done? I mean, is this, we're paying
The work's
for it
done.
now?
We just need to pay the bill.
Pay the bill.
Yeah. I mean, so anything we do here is going to delay paying the customer that did the work.
And that's why we didn't do an RFQ, is that correct? I mean, because it was
Correct.
emergency.
That's why it did not,
Had a vendor
that's
come in
why
and
we
do
didn't
the
go
work
through the
and
whole
we-
bidding process and everything else, because the road was literally gone and had to get done.
I have just one question.
Yes.
So I just want to clarify that work, that we talked about it in COW, because I don't have the date in front of me, but we talked about it and it was done within that emergency time frame. It wasn't out of the time frame. It was in the time frame.
No, the work was done after the declaration was done. It was given to the customer, and the customer, they literally started it during it, yes. We ended the emergency order sometime in the middle of that, because they just finished it a few months ago.
Okay, but we talked about it in COW, but never approved it in council during that time frame of, under the emergency.
Correct.
Okay. Still confused.
Alderman Hamel.
If I remember right, we even discussed about seeing if there was any funding available in FEMA, and at that time, it was up in the air, and then the other choice was going to the
Emergency
state,
Disaster
correct?
Fund, yes.
Yes,
Going to state?
Correct.
going to the state, yeah. So we, at that time, we did not know, if I recall right, where the funding was gonna come from, but it needed to be done because it was
Correct.
an emergency. We can't let somebody sit out there without being able to use a road in front of their house that was washed away.
What do you guys want to do?
I'm not gonna look at an ordinance now. You had time to look at it. I need time to digest this. I can't do this now on the floor.
You can delay this.
Can we
and
delay
You
the-
can delay paying the vendor if you'd like. I don't think that's fair to the vendor. I don't think it's, I mean, this is, there's nothing improper about what we're doing. The fact that an alderman doesn't understand the process does not make it wrong.
Well,
move to
Jeff
approve
just said
it.
he didn't have time to look and
That
verify.
doesn't make it
the
wrong.
Well,
I don't need to look at it, but I will if that's what they want.
I
That
move to approve it.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm gonna move to approve.
It's already on the
voucher.
floor. Is there any more
Okay.
discussion on this? We'll put it to a vote.
Well,
Roll call vote.
before we do a roll call vote, somebody asked about delaying this. I'm always about procedure. Where are we at with that?
If you vote no, it would be delaying it. If you vote yes, it
Delaying
would.
it.
For 2 weeks.
Yes. The customer's done the work. This was done properly. It was done by our own, it follows our own ordinances. It follows state statutes. This was an emergency repair. There's no reason not to pay the bill. There's nothing going to change here.
Nothing I have to add.
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to change here.
But under that code is the question, and there's no answer to that.
Well, no, well, there's no, he's pulling out a specific thing. Our attorney is very comfortable with what we're doing here.
Right.
Okay, I'm just clarifying. I just
Yeah,
want to.
I'm just clarifying. I mean, he's pulling out a random,
I mean, I understand the emergencies and stuff, I understand all that, but when something's in question, good, bad, ugly, I vote yes or no. I always err with information, and if somebody's asking for information, I always want to make sure that we're qualified,
the
so.
vendor did a significant amount of work. They're entitled
Well,
to
I'm
get
talking
paid.
about the qualification of the question.
Yeah.
So that's, so not that I want to delay anything, I just want to make sure everybody's comfortable with what's going on here when you have a question that's not answered to their satisfaction.
We can get the answer to their question, but in the meantime, I think we should pay the vendor. Either way, he can get his answer.
And you got anything to say there, Dennis?
I think the city attorney is not really answering my question. I mean,
Well, he's asking a specific question right now about an ordinance that, on the floor, that, no, we can't. Does it impact this? No. Either way, regardless of what you do, we're obligated to pay this vendor. There is no out of this. So we can come back later, and if you want to, argue that we needed some resolution or something, we can do that. That doesn't stop the fact that we owe the money. And that's what vouchers are. We're paying the bill. How you want to authorize it later, that's fine, but my argument is it's already been authorized. Alderman Schrader.
I do think Dennis has a valid point that we should not be in the habit of going after the fact and doing resolutions or approvals in a improper way. So I don't see the harm in just having Jeff verify and then just going ahead and voting on this in 2 weeks and making sure we're doing it right. Look what happened with Hillendale. I don't want to have another issue like that. I want to do things right.
Would you want to get put off being paid for when you sell a
This
house?
isn't,
I think 2
hey,
weeks.
wait, stop.
To do things
Stop.
properly.
We don't talk back and forth. We talk to the chair, Alderman Madden.
How long has this project been completed?
About a month?
I think we all understand that when people have completed the work, they expect to get paid in a timely manner.
This has been probably closer to 2 months that they have finished this work. And just to let you know, these guys are our emergency services on call. So when we have a water main break, when we have a sanitary sewer break at 2 o'clock in the morning, these are the guys that come. These are the guys that within 12 hours, they're sitting in a parking lot waiting to see if this road went away. These were the guys that filled it in with stone within less than 24 hours to cause any more damage. It is one of a very good contractor that we have on call here who did this job and did it quickly before we had any other issues like with spring thaw and anyone. Remember this I think it was on the 23rd of August, I believe, that we had the cow talk on it. And we had, right after that, we had that 2-inch extra storm. Do you remember when that came? And it was like, holy cow, this could happen and wipe out the whole road and through that discussion. So that's why the motion was to move forward. It's the fact that you could have this spring thaw, have another storm, wipe out the entire road, wipe out everything. So that's why it was done, just to kind of give you guys the history of it and who this vendor is. I just want to let you know.
All right.
So if we would have waited to do a formal quote, the project probably wouldn't even be done right now.
Correct.
Is that
Correct.
correct? So, I
Correct.
mean, so there is some truth to the emergency. That's why we talked about it. So the only thing I think we could have did during that time is just to put an emergency stop on what was happening and then went out for bid if we could have went that direction. But then we would have to put that into the road program and wait for other people to come, and there's only certain people who do that. And so I mean, that's the only alternative we could have did other than doing the emergency, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
you gotta understand too, that pipe took 8 weeks to build. You just don't
Yeah, I
have
remember
one of
we
these
talked
12
about
by
it.
9. So, you know, when you guys went there and Alderman Decker, you're the one that proposed the vote and then we all did it. I am not kidding you. The next day, we told them to go because guys, it's 8 weeks to get it. We barely got it in time before Thanksgiving to get this thing in before the frost started coming, and thankfully got it in a little bit because you remember that we had a cold winter and snow. This is like we were playing with a couple weeks of not getting this thing in for this year, which I think would have been bad.
So the moral of the story is that we either did it as an emergency or we waited and seen what happened and put it out for a quote. And we kind of gave direction, I believe, to do it as an emergency.
Correct.
And although we have things in question, the emergency was satisfied. You know what I mean? It was done. I don't know if you have anything else that you would want to bring to our attention about that?
Well, we're going to be paying this vendor from some funds right now. And according to our ordinances, we need the proper approval. Ordinance 39.7 and 39.8.
Emergency
We're
government
going to be
trumps that.
we're going to be waiting for the money from the state whenever that comes, but we're going to be paying them out of some funds now.
Correct. We're paying it out of fund balance now. We could be paying it out of fund balance. What I propose and what I always do is instead of pulling it out of fund balance, where we're collecting interest on it and everything else, we use the existing funds that we have in our pot right now. It's the same as everyone does from their home. Before you pay a big bill, if you got money in checking, you do that before you make the transfer. If you don't need to make the transfer, you don't. In this case, we're going to use the money that we have right now for the 2026 budget, our collected tax proceeds, to the point that we can, and we're hoping to get reimbursed from the state before that point comes where we need to replenish those funds. And if it doesn't, then we'll come back here and we're going to say we're going to be taking it from fund balance. That's what fund balance is for. We have tripled the amount of fund balance that we are required to by our own ordinances. Fund balance is for, by and large, that 1/3 of what we have in fund balance is for emergencies like this. That's why we have it. And every ordinance we have is superseded by emergency government. So you can be pointing to something on there, and it all gets wiped out when it's a state of emergency. All right?
Jeff, you want to just clarify that's accurate so we
What's
can understand
what's
this?
going on is what Scott and the mayor have said so far is the exact procedure that we follow. Emergency government trumps all of this stuff. I can look at what you guys want me to look at, but I'm not aware of any ordinance that would supersede any of what we've done, how we've done this. Emergency government is a different animal. I highly doubt my mind would be changed if I look at your thing, but if you want to delay it, I'll look at it. But I'm not suggesting that because I'm telling you what's been done here is the proper procedure.
Roll call vote. It's for everything. Okay.
It's just.
So, can someone make an, unless you want to do this, well, I'm hoping this passes, but if it, can someone just make a motion to pull that invoice from vouchers? Because if you vote this down now, you're not paying anyone, and we're not paying payroll or anything.
No, we already did.
No, he didn't pull anything separately. He just talked, he asked a question. Right now, we have vouchers on here separately. So, someone making a motion just to amend the approval to pull the invoice for the Gold Drive reconstruction separately, and that's what you're gonna vote on.
I motion to pull the Gold Drive culvert repair separately.
And this is-
Second.
The invoice for DF
and this-
Tomasini.
And this is the one where I'm saying, I disagree with doing that, but I'm just letting you know.
But now the other vouchers were approved, or no?
Nothing's been
Not-
approved
okay,
yet,
got
so
you.
we need to reconsider this separately, otherwise you're gonna vote down everything. We don't wanna do that for sure. I don't think we should even do this part of it, but if you guys do it, then you're just doing this part. Who seconded?
I did.
Eileen.
All right,
Hold on.
So we're going to, I mean, if we vote no. it's
if you
gonna
vote
be
no
over.
now, it's just vouchers, and you'll vote on vouchers, and they'll either get approved or they don't.
So right now, we're just voting on the vouchers, not that one that was pulled.
Right now, your first vote will be on the amendment to pull this separately,
Oh,
this one line item.
Okay,
So do you want that? Or, I mean, if you do, so are you, do you keep your second?
no.
All right, so I still need a second.
I'll second it.
All right,
so now a yes vote.
so a yes vote will pull this out of vouchers separately, and then you'll vote on the rest of the vouchers.
This is just
And
pulling it out.
this would be pulled out separately. If you vote yes, if you vote no on it, the vouchers will all stay intact, and then we'll vote on the vouchers as a whole. If a yes vote to pull this out will also delay paying the vendor for a few weeks.
But then we have to vote on that separately, so.
Well, right now, if you make a motion to amend make a motion to amend the motion that's out there, right now, the motion is for all the vouchers. If you vote to pull this separately, the next vote will be on the motion as amended, which is all the vouchers but this. And then this will sit out there for another couple weeks and the vendor won't get paid.
If
What
that-
I'm encouraging you to do is to vote no on this, because that will pay the vouchers and it won't change anything. All right, does everyone understand what your vote is?
We could have a separate vote on this alone.
That's what we're doing right now. That's what the motion,
just a pull.
this is to pull it out.
Pull it out.
Yes.
Just to pull it out, but
then to
actually vote on it, we could have a separate vote on that alone.
So we're gonna split.
We could if, yeah, you're right.
Have to. I mean,
Well,
if-
this, why,
Well, if he pulls it out, then you're gonna vote on that.
sure,
Yeah,
okay.
you have to do it.
Okay, so we're gonna approve the vouchers without that right now.
We're not doing anything. We're voting on the motion to amend, which is pulling this out separately.
That's the only thing you vote.
So, roll call vote.
So yes is pulling it out and no is
Pulling
keeping.
it out. No, it's not.
I'll vote yes,
Okay, wait, so Alderperson Wolf,
yes.
Alderperson Hamel,
No.
Alderperson Decker,
Yes.
Alderperson Bryce,
Are we voting on the Gold Drive one then tonight also?
No.
They will
Well,
delay?
I don't know what, let's get through this and we'll see what we're gonna do.
This is just a pull.
No.
Alderperson Schrader,
Yes.
Alderperson Dilge,
No.
Alderperson Madden.
No.
All right, so that fails. Amendment fails. Any further discussion on the motion for vouchers? Roll call vote.
This is to pass the voucher.
This is to pass the voucher, all the vouchers.
Just a minute. Alderperson Wolf,
Yes.
Alderperson Hamel,
Yes.
Alderperson Decker,
No.
Alderperson Bryce,
Yes.
Alderperson Schrader,
No.
Alderperson Dilge,
Yes.
Alderperson Madden.
Yes.
Thank you. Vouchers are approved. Resolution 008, 2026, expenditure of approval for the purchase of a 2026 plow truck.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion. Alderman Wolf, you had some questions?
Yeah, the question I have is, I thought what we normally do is when we approve something for the budget, let me find this here. We always, when we come to pay, we put not to exceed the budget amount in here.
Which,
And-
this is a
and so because we get quotes on, this is, everything's been ordered already, I thought, so that we should know what our spending is gonna be.
we will not be exceeding the budget. However,
But it
look
doesn't
at,
state that in there.
well, no, because you're only buying part of this right now. So you're paying $150,000 right now. Before we do the next part, that'll come back and we'll make, and if, if it's underneath that 150 that we have left, that's still within the budget, that'll come forward for approval as well. This is just half of it.
Well, I understand that, but the next part can come back and exceed that amount, and we've already got quotes
Well,
out
if it
there.
exceeds the amount, then it's going to come back for authorization at that point.
Well, I
It's
understand
not-
that, but we'll have half a truck here. And then what are we gonna do with half a truck when we vote no?
No, we would option it down. I mean, there's options on these things. You pull it down to get it
But
underneath.
I guess we'll get back to my point, is that usually we put not to exceed the budget amount. And this is part of it, because we do
then you can
we
amend
have
them-
quotes come in, and then we've already committed to those
Then make
quotes,
them,
so.
then make a motion to amend, or just make part of the motion right now, and not to exceed.
Not to exceed, okay, that's
$300,000
okay.
for the whole thing. That's fine.
That's all I want in there, so it says it in there.
So, are you making that motion?
Yes.
Are you seconding? No? Can I get a second for that?
Second.
Second, you can talk in a second. All right. Now you have a question.
How many invoices remain on this plow truck? We have this one so far, how many remain?
One. The rest of the truck, right? This is the parts you said?
So
This is the frame. This is the cabin frame.
it seems like, here's the specs for all the truck, everything that you want to see for it. And then what happens is, we will pick up the truck, we'll keep it in DPW. Why we keep it in DPW is because we don't want to be sitting outside and getting into the weather. Now, we have to work with another vendor called Burke Truck and Equipment. So Burke Truck and Equipment, we sit there and we work with them, all the options. Here's a list of all the options that you want to see on it, plows, everything that you need, specs that gives you everything that you ever wanted to know about a truck. And then this gives you all the stuff that you ever want to know about a plow. So what we do is then we hold on to it, keep it safe, not in the weather of it. What the second one is Burke, and that gives you an estimate, which is how we did our capital in October. But that is not an invoice because, again, these prices aren't updated now. We still have to work with Burke to choose everything and then get another price. Now, how this works is we hold on to it to about fall or end of spring, summer, and then we get in the queue. So at that time, we go give it to them, and it takes about 6 months to do it. By then, we'll get a price. Now, why I don't giving too many prices ahead of time is we have a thing called tariffs right now, and we have price changing a little bit. So we will work with them, and once we finalize all those parts, we will come back to you and we'll give you the second invoice.
Okay, so just so I understand, so I was under the assumption that we had a quote in place that's.
Yeah, we have 300, okay, so.
Yeah, we have an estimate.
So what do we have
Well,
there?
that's
We give you an
estimate,
estimated
but I thought we
300,000
placed the
capital.
order based upon us approving that, so we didn't. place order then?
The price that you have right now, the one that you have right now, that's an actual invoice. We need
Right,
to
right.
pay that to go get the truck.
No, I understand.
Okay,
No,
so
he's talking about the second part.
the second part,
So, wait,
I gave
Scott,
you an
Scott, just wait.
estimate.
This is not any different than what we do for every squad car we get. We buy the actual squad, and then we send it over to the outfitters to get the lights and everything else on. They're two separate prices that come through. We have, in a budget, we have $80,000. The squad might cost $60,000. We spend $20,000 on all the accessories later on. It's
Okay.
the same thing.
Well, that's, I get it all, I understand, I just was under a different impression, so if we just put not to exceed, it's gonna come back
Yeah,
to
if
us, so
you-
we can
That's
approve
fine.
that and keep moving, so we don't have to dwell on this then.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, so let's just do that, I put the motion, it's in place.
And we have a
Let's-
second. Go on.
The amount I see in here for the equipment package, the 124, is
under.
that fairly accurate what they gave us for what we need right
Again,
now?
so it's very accurate of the ideas, but let's talk about tariffs, what's gonna happen in
It
6
was,
months.
it was accurate, Scott. It was accurate as of last budget time,
Yeah, of October.
when we got the numbers.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. All right. All those in favor of the motion to amend, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All those in favor of the motion as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconded that?
Eileen.
Somebody did.
You I didn't even see that, okay.
All right. Resolution 009, 2026, award of bid for A-Gate lift station.
Wait a minute, where is that now? Oh, 009.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Alderman Decker, you asked to have this pulled?
Yeah. So with the engineering cost and so forth, is I see Sable Mechanical's base bid of 271, but with the, I see also R&M estimated construction cost of 371. Is that going to be, is that the ultimate figure, the 371?
So when we do this and for cost estimates, R&M came up with a cost construction based of what they thought based on looking at the design, talking with different vendors. So they came up with a cost of 371. Sable came in $100,000 less than their estimate. So it's a really good deal for us. So that's,
He's wondering what the total
Okay.
cost is. What's the total cost?
So the base bid is 271. And
Correct.
What additional dollars are going to be added to that?
271 is the total cost, correct?
correct, for the construction of the pumps and the generator and all the work that's needed to do it.
Okay, when I see base bid, I'm thinking that there's got to be something, might be something else.
No, the base,
Nope.
in this case, the base bid was the full project, and then we have two alternates on there. And the alternates were put out there as a bid portion in case the actual base bid came in much higher than we could afford, and then we would pull things off of that, like the generator. The generator is an important part, but if the whole thing came in too high, we have a transfer switch on there, and we would run over there under every emergency with a portable generator and plug it in. That's not ideal, but that's what we would have had to do if the cost came in too high. They came in within our expectations, so we're recommending to go with the base bid. So in some cases, Alderman, you are correct. When you have a base bid and then you have alternates, the cost can go up. So you have your amount of work, and then you can do add-ons, but you can also do subtractions. In this case, we had subtractions from the base bid. Does that make sense?
So it could end up being a little less?
A lot less if we would remove the generator, but we don't recommend that.
No.
It
I would highly not recommend that.
No, but it was a catch-all in case we had to.
Okay.
And this is where we talked about moving the generator higher up,
It's about
right?
2
That's
feet
part of
higher,
that
and it's
conversation. Okay.
like, again, think about this. If we had 1,000-year vents, maybe if we had a 500-year vent, we're looking pretty good, which is great. So, yep,
Make sense?
I just have,
yeah.
Alderman Schrader.
just, is that concerning at all, that the bid is so much lower than the
No,
other two?
no.
That's not
So
like a
there's
red flag at all?
So let's talk about this, why that is, okay? So, Mr. Sable, he walked and went all the way down into the hole of the lift station, okay? So, a couple things. He has a different means and methods that he walked past us. We said that was ideal to do, which is always good. Contractors have different means and method. 2, he has a piece of equipment that the other 2 companies would have to rent, which is a huge deal. 3, he might be doing another project in the vicinity that means he would not mobilize, and mobilization costs would be less. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it's just such a big number, different. That old adage, you get what you pay for, I was just a little nervous.
No, I just want to let you know, these 3 people that we sent to, just to let you know, Sable's doing already work for us right now. They actually did some work for us today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. and these 3 people that we sent to are all qualified people that we sent to. We did not just like, hey, let's go open the Yellow Book pages and choose a contractor. So these are all reputable contractors.
Okay. It's just so much different, that's why I
Yeah,
asked.
no, and that's, again, these are things, by the way, too, we check too. Did you miss something? Did you,
Yeah.
we verified that as well.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Thank you. New business. Resolution 010-2026, honoring City of Muskego Eagle Scout James Cleary. We're going to read the resolution. Jameson, I'm sorry. What? Yes.
Common Council, City of Muskego, Resolution Number 010-2026, honoring City of Muskego Eagle Scout Jamison Cleary. Whereas Jamison Cleary embarked on his scouting journey with Pack 176 in 2015, proudly beginning as a Cub Scout. In March 2019, he transitioned to Troop 19, enhancing his commitment to the principles of scouting. And whereas Jamison Cleary, during this journey, he has advanced in various leadership roles. His positions include Assistant Senior Patrol Leader, Den Chief, Order of the Arrow Troop Representative, and Troop Guide, each exhibiting his dedication. And whereas Jamison Cleary constructed 8 Leopold-style benches to be placed for use in the trails at Muskego parks and conservation areas. Whereas Jamison Cleary, looking to the future, he intends to pursue his education in biological science at either the University of Minnesota or Ohio State University. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Muskego does hereby commend Jamison Cleary for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout and acknowledge and applauds the efforts required to attain Scouting's highest honor.
But we need to get a motion and a second and vote on it.
Second.
Who moved?
I did.
Alderman Madden? Okay. Okay. And Alderman Wolf? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
Congratulations.
So my project, as stated before, was Leopold benches. I got my group of scouts from Troop 19, and we took about 2 to 3 hours to build at my grandparents' house, and we delivered it on the Wednesday right after. We had a lot of fun, and I want to thank you guys for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the benches, and they're going to be used for a long time. All right, continuing on, old business. Resolution 011-2026, approval of the 2026-27 contract agreement between City of Muskego and Test Corners Volunteer Fire Department. Oops, I'm sorry, I got to back up. Discussion on the status of, going back to new business, discussion of the status of TID 10. Jenny, you want to come up here?
Okay, so you all have a timeline in your packet, but This is just to bring it forward. The TID is scheduled to close in 2027, but all the obligations have been satisfied in 2026, and we'd like to close it a year early. That's pretty much all tonight is for. I haven't gotten anything else together other than projected numbers, but I can give you whatever information you might want.
So those of you that are watching, this is the TID that includes Moreland Drive, Walmart.
Corridor.
Moreland Corridor, Walmart, GE Medical, that area.
Commerce area, yeah.
So we're paying it off early. We've got a balance going to be coming back. It was a successful TID. So.
It should add 1.3 million back to the tax roll.
That'll be this year?
That would be next year. Well, 26 taxes.
About 114 million overall to the tax base that'll be adding back into. So all the taxing entities and tax base as far as a taxable property that's in it, so just under 114 million dollars that'll be coming back in.
But in this year, we'll see 1.6, you said, of that?
Of revenue.
That's the revenue, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The assessed value is 115 million.
Any
And
questions?
that revenue is not all city. The city is about 350,000.
Questions? No? All right.
Makes sense.
Thanks, Jenny. Now we can go to old business. Resolution 011, 2026, approval of the 2026-27 contract between the City of Muskego and Test Corners Volunteer Fire Department.
Move to approve.
Was this on the floor deferred or? No, this is just
No,
coming back,
this is
yeah.
new now.
Okay, so move to approve.
Second.
Second, discussion. So in your packet, so we went forward, we did the changes that were requested to the contract. We presented it to Test Corners. They made their changes that they're looking for and brought it back, and that is what is in front of you. You have, in your packet, you should have both a redlined version of what we put in, what they took out, and then following that in your packet is the complete unmarked up contract in there.
Question.
Yes.
What is the status of the agreement now? Is it expired or is it automatically extended? The present one from,
It expired as January 1st.
okay, so there's really no,
Get it done by January. We did it because of this.
there's really no agreement in place.
Correct. They are still providing services with.
And if you read my memo, everything really is the same. I mean, the only really thing that should be focused on is the donations. Everything else, they rewrote some things, but the intent is the same. Really, the only thing that changed, the four things that you had me add, the only thing that got really crossed out was that they don't want to provide the donations.
Alderman Wolf.
Well, I'm looking at the open meeting laws, and why do we change that?
Change what?
They didn't change. Oops.
Well, you haven't read it out, and then you
No,
have it.
if you look below, it's put right back in. They just rewrote it.
Well, yeah, what's the difference in the rewrite?
They just made it a little bit more, they clarified it a little bit, but it says the same exact thing. They'll comply with the open records law if they have to comply with it. It's just a different language than what we wrote, but the intent didn't change. You know, it looks the last sentence, it will comply with all applicable laws in all material respects. You give it to another attorney writes it, the same intent, but just writes it.
Attorneys like changing words.
Right.
Alderman Decker.
I'm concerned about that rewritten language because I think it essentially blocks any attempt to find out the financial records of the Test Corners Fire Department. Because it basically, instead of having them directly accountable to the open records law, it makes it accountable, the city accountable to the open records law, and we would not have access to their financial records. So if someone asked for them, we couldn't provide them.
Actually, we do get their financial records. Part of the agreement and in here states that they will be, and they already do this, they provide it to us quarterly, all the information you're looking for. What they're saying is if somebody wants that information, instead of going to them for the same information, they're going to go to us. which once we have it, it becomes a public record from our standpoint anyway, because we have that record. So it's same record. They just don't want, open records takes a lot of time. Talk to our clerk's office. I mean, it takes a lot of resources. They just don't have them. So we have the information already for the financials. They would be coming to us for it.
I'm skeptical of this wording. I think the wording basically puts it onto us and takes it off of them. And I think it essentially is a roadblock to us having their records, because we don't have their records anyway.
No, the agreement states in here clearly that they will be providing the financial records to us.
Up above on the
That's
upper
already,
part.
that's already clearly in there.
So this is, in blue is their request to change that.
It's their version of the open records law.
Right, so,
It's-
but, okay,
You
but
read the first one and read that one and tell me what the difference is.
it's a lot longer.
But the intent is the same.
Then why change it?
Is there a
Is this
The
what
other,
lawyers
the other
do?
question is, we talked about the financial records, which I requested on the last one. Now we're going to do the contract before we received anything as a council member. And here we are honoring what they want, trying to put it on here and give it to us without even honoring what I requested. And not only myself, was also requested by the council as a whole, because we voted on it or agreed on it, one or the other. So I would like to make a motion on this part to revert back to the old striked letters there
So, wait,
in red.
Which one is he talking
So that's my motion,
Wait,
is
wait.
to change
Can I get
their
some?
blue back to our red.
For which part?
Which part are you talking about? 'Cause that
The open
hasn't-
records. Down on the bottom there, right before the signatures, last page.
So you want to revert the open
Yep.
record?
I want to go back to the old wording,
It makes no
simple,
sense, but
easy,
that's-
and understandable.
It's the same
It's
language.
the same language. You can do what you want. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a motion.
Do I have a second on
Just need
that?
a second.
I'll second.
And so do we need to vote on that part? And then I got something else to do on top of that.
Any further discussion on the motion to amend? Roll call vote.
Just on the emotion.
Just on the motion to amend.
Alderperson Wolf.
Yes.
Alderperson Hamel.
No.
Alderperson Decker.
Yes.
Alderperson Bryce.
No.
Alderperson Schrader.
Yes.
Alderperson Dilge.
Yes.
Alderperson Madden.
Okay. Further, that was approved, so.
Okay. Second, I'm going to keep going on this. Is that what we're going to do? Discussion now? I mean, we can keep going on the rest of this, just so I know where we're at. Again, what I asked for and the council fell in line with was to have a amount of the donation dollar amount. This language is being changed on here because they feel that they want to keep people's names out of it and anonymous. I never asked for names, I asked for dollar amounts. So I'd like to strike that and go back to my original agreement, and I'd like to see the dollar amounts of every donation that was provided for transparency, for the voters, for the taxpayers, and for what the council asked for. Of 5,000 or more for, I said, the last 5 years. Actually, looking at this, now that we're in another year, I'd like to change that to the last 6 years. And I think that being a entity that we are as a city, providing money, and believe me, I am probably, in my opinion, the #1 supporter of the fire department as a volunteer service in Muskego. I want to keep it that way. I just want to make sure that we have all our checks in order, that everything that we would ask for, we would receive, to make sure that we're working as a team. I believe everything they ask for, we give them. And that's the give and take of a partnership. To strike this out is not a transparent way to do business. I think that with the money that we give as a city, And not to diminish what they do for the city, their services and what they provide, I think there needs to be a balance of what dollars are coming in and what we're giving out. It would just be nice to see if there is a reason why they would not want to provide us other than names, and which I don't care about the names. I just want to see dollar amounts. And like I said, I want to change it back to where it was, but I also want to make the amendment to do it for the last 6 years since we did this from 25 to 26 now we're in.
So I'm not arguing with you, just for clarity, when you read what I wrote, that's crossed out now, what is it, did I write something wrong? I thought I took this from notes that we had at the meeting. Can you tell me, because I'll take out what you don't want, if there's something in there that is written that you didn't ask for. So you can read through it if you want.
Did I misread that they do not want to provide the dollar amounts of donations?
No, that's correct. I'm just saying,
That's what I'm asking
if I
for.
go back to them now, I want to know.
Exactly
if-
what I
if-
asked
if-
for last
if
time,
I
you
say
said now
put
6 years.
Well, if I say put my exact paragraph back in, just add one more year, is that correct for you?
Because we moved into another calendar year, yes.
Okay, just so I know that.
Just one, I don't know that you have to change the year on it, because I think what he originally wrote says through 2025 and
And then every year after, right.
So
So you're
it's
getting
already in
26
there.
anyway.
Yeah, and one more thing is, I did read in here, well, we can, I guess I can add it in on the same motion here, is that somewhere when I read through this, and I'm gonna just ad lib here, they have to provide everything by the end of December for us. Our budget time is beginning in October, so
They
we
provide it
should rally.
quarterly.
What's that?
They provide it quarterly.
Yeah, but, but here it says everything, I read somewhere in here it has to be, am I right, Jeff?
The financial statements are quarterly. The way I set up the donations, I think I put March 31st for 26, and then every year thereafter by December 31st.
Yeah,
So I was
I
going
want
to
to
get you
change that
everything by
back to
March.
before the budget time. I'd like to see the donations that
Okay,
come
so
in.
if I left the March 31st, 26, okay, but I changed the other ones to March.
But you can just change it to March
all of them.
26th to September 30th. So we have it before budget time.
Okay.
So I have to ask, because unfortunately, we are the ones who have to go back and forth for them. So I know one of the reasons that, that they didn't want to provide this was they've gotten a number of large anonymous donations that that is a requirement of that. In addition, I think, those donations when they come in are specifically earmarked for something when they come in from these donors.
Well, so is the dollar amounts that we spend and give them.
I get that. So, but I'm trying to get this agreement.
I'm saying the exact same thing you're
Let me
saying.
finish my question before you interrupt me, please. When we go to them and they say, well, what do you need this for?
Because we requested it and we approved it, and that's a good enough reason.
Okay, and that's what I'm going to tell them then, but I know they're going to ask.
Because of budgeting. I mentioned that as well.
Because of what?
Because of budgeting. We
Well,
need to look at
but
budgeting.
if it's an earmark where they have to spend.
Well, let's make it a big earmark.
Can you let me finish my question and then you can answer, please?
But you asked about an earmark.
Not
What
that
if it's a
hard.
big earmark? And we give them money to do what that big earmark is?
So you're not trusting, do you think they've done that?
Didn't ask that. I didn't bring that up. I have no question. You're the one that's bringing that up.
I'm just asking, no,
I've already
I'm
put the
trying to get some
request in.
direction, so, so.
Well, the direction was already given. Why do we have to
And
fight
they
over it?
rejected it.
Couldn't it have been
So the
presented
people
the
that
way
run
we-
into the buildings as they're burning and we're running out rejected that right now.
So you're making it more than what it is.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to be able to answer questions.
This is
Okay,
a
enough.
financial agreement. This is not about burning buildings. I'm the biggest supporter here. You're the
No,
one
you
talking
clearly
about taking
aren't.
it public.
Okay,
I'm the
you're
one that wants to
clearly
keep it
not.
volunteer, if you want to go down that road.
It's about transparency.
Hey, enough. Hey.
There you
Period.
go.
Period.
That's true. I mentioned the word
Alderman
transparency
Bryce.
before as well.
Okay, so I'm addressing the chair. So when this came up and Alderman Wolf listed the things that he would like, you asked him, what if we take this and then they come back and say, we don't want to do this or we don't want to give this to you, what are you going to do then? Alderman Wolf then said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So now we're here at the bridge because they don't want to give us this. And we're at the bridge, and now Alderman Wolf is, his solution to crossing the bridge is, you're going to just tell me, or I'm not going to sign your contract? Is that where we're at right now?
Did I ever say that?
I listened to the thing, and you said we will
You're
cross
putting
that
words in
bridge
my
when we
mouth.
get there. So we're at the bridge, you don't like the answer, so now you want it to, like, keep just asking the same thing. I'm just wondering if you're expecting a different result the second go-round.
Alderman Wolf.
In response to that, you can say the same thing about the fire department. Because they're rejecting what I'm asking for because they don't like it, in your words. And because it's on here now, I have to accept it?
Wait, no.
That's
no.
the point. That's the point you're making. And that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is about transparency and about budget time. I don't care about the people's names. They put that wording in there. I asked for dollar amounts. They changed my wording.
Alderman Hamel.
We have to remember, they are a private corporation.
That gets donations.
They are still a private corporation, though. They don't have to give us who gives them money. It just seems like, you know, this, I don't know how to say it with, yeah. If they say no, they said no to this, it's been rejected, they don't want to do it. So if we don't agree to it, we go back to them. How many times are we going to go back to them and change something? Are we going to go without fire services? That is almost seems like what some people are proposing up here, and that is just absolutely ridiculous. Them being a private corporation and not actually being part of the city plays a lot into this.
Alderman Schrader.
I understand they're a private corporation, they give a great service, we appreciate them, but there's no reason why we are not asking for names, we're asking for transparency, and I think the whole community wants that out of this council, out of our fire, out of our police, out of every entity. So to have them push back like this is concerning to me. We just want transparency. We are spending millions of dollars on equipment for them, fixing roofs, doing things with our tax dollars as well. It's a give and take, like Rob said. We're just asking for transparency. We don't want names. We're not asking who made the donations. We just want to see if, let's just hypothetically say they had money donated earmarked for a truck, and then they're asking us to buy a truck. We don't know these things. We just want transparency, plain and simple. That's what we were elected to do, is get transparency for our constituents.
So I got to clear that up again now. So Alderman Wolf just said the way I wrote it is fine. Well, that's not true then, because it says separately named and itemized. So you guys got to tell me what
No, that's what they put, that's what they said.
And I just
want a
Well, actually,
dollar
no.
amount.
That's what I said. I wrote this.
No, your original motion that when in December, when we had that, we brought this forward for agreement, was to itemize a certain dollar amount of donation. And that's, you know, I
wrote down name.
and maybe, I'll take fault at this, that maybe you meant just the,
Maybe it wasn't clear.
maybe you just
Yeah.
meant the dollar amount, and I meant, and I went
can
back
see
to them.
that.
Yeah,
I
so,
can see that.
but you did specifically say itemize that.
Yeah, dollar amounts and up. Okay, I can see that. And that's why I said we can take the names
And I want to
out.
be clear here, I am not trying to take one side or the other. I am just in the predicament of trying to negotiate this to bring something back to you that can get approved. So that's why I'm asking these questions, because it's a very valid question. If I go back to them and say, we want everything you guys X'd out, they want back in, and they say no, now what do I do?
They should come here during this discussion. That would be a step forward, I guess.
And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing if they won't go into this, but.
I mean, like I said, I'm a big supporter of them. I'm not fighting with them.
And I do want to be clear to the people that are watching right now and in the audience that, you know, we are not spending millions of dollars on trucks for them or roofs for them. We are spending millions of dollars on trucks for us and roofs for us. This is a service that they provide, by and large, unpaid, to, you know, make sure that when we call 911, someone shows up. So all the money we are spending is for us. It's not, they don't do this so they can collect have a nice collection of fire trucks and roofs and everything else, so. I just want to be clear on that, and I'm not putting words in your mouth,
no.
so don't say that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and you're right, they earmark donations for certain things, we earmark money for certain things. So we're on the same page, we're working together, let's just make this happen and just put the transparency out there and move forward.
Can I ask one other question on that? So maybe it'll help me go forward. The two concerns, or the concern I've heard from two aldermen now is that if they get a donation, here's a good example. We had an ambulance on our 5-year capital plan for a long time for them. And I don't know if you noticed it, but that ambulance went away last budget because they paid for, they used a donation to pay for that ambulance. So it saved us $450,000 that we had planned on paying for. They got a donation, they paid for that.
That's awesome.
And it's some, some very generous people out there that took care of that, so they're able to do that. As a fallback, if that is your concern, can we just add wording into the contract that anything they get a donation for, we will not be funding? If I have to, would that take care of your issue? They're trying to respect, they're trying to do their best to respect.
Yeah, but see, now the transparency is coming out now. I didn't know that there was money donated and it didn't go on the budget because of that. These are things that,
Sure.
as taxpayers and voters want to know as well, I would think. And I consider myself, number one, a neighbor, a taxpayer, a voter before I'm an alderman. So I live in the community. I want to know the exact same things. I just privileged enough to sit up here and learn and understand the system more than somebody showing up in the audience that has no idea what the heck they're doing half the time until they get here and start to understand stuff. And I was like that before I got up here.
But back to my question, would that satisfy what you're looking for? I'll go back with what you asked for originally, but I need a fallback.
Let me think about it for a minute if somebody has another question.
Alderman Schrader.
Can I just ask why? I mean, I have the original contract here. I could give everybody a copy of it, unmarked, just the old contract. Why are they changing that language? Why do they want to?
We changed it.
You said they asked for that to be removed to not tell who.
The original one that you're talking about, the old one, didn't have
Yeah.
anything in here. Alderman Wolf asked to have certain language added to the new one. We added that new language into it. They struck it out, some of it.
And that's why we're having this discussion.
Well, I don't understand why they would have an issue with just being transparent about donations. We don't want the names. It just makes no
Did I
sense.
interrupt
It
you,
just
Deb?
literally makes no sense.
I think the dilemma, and Rick caught on that, maybe there was a misunderstanding on, they're gonna try to keep the people, I mean, you might wanna give something and nobody knows.
Sure.
And I understand that, so I respect that part, but just give us the dollar amounts, and then we'll know that we're not funding something that we would normally fund, and that's fine, it's just transparency. I'm not out to get them, I'm not out to say, okay, we want $1 million back because we gave you $1 million.
And they're not trying to hide anything. They're just trying to respect.
Expose it.
They're just trying to
Yeah.
respect these generous donors.
And I understand, I agree with them, I guess that's a good point, they should keep them anonymous.
I'm not part of the argument. I'm not arguing with you guys. I'm just trying to, you tell me what to do and I got to do it. So let's try it this way. If they have I'm just going to make this up, 10 donations, how do you want it to say, not a name, just $5,000, $8,000? What do you want?
What specific detail do you want?
That would be fine, dollar amounts are just fine. If they want to put an earmark that, yeah, this was $450,000 we got
So
for
like
ambulance.
donation 1,
and did
donation
not
2,
get funding
donation
for-
3,
you know.
and
If that's up to them, they can do that. I just want a
I'm
dollar
trying to get
amount.
what you want so that if they
And
come
I'd like to
back.
see it per year that we did from,
Okay, so when I'm just making it up, 2026, 20 donations, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 20, and these are the amounts.
Yeah,
Will
over
that be-
5,000.
Over 5,000. Okay,
Yeah,
that'll be
because
all
I don't
right.
want to, I don't want to know about their $20 donations.
No, I
and
get
their
it. All right.
$140.
Just if I know this,
Because that's too much work for them.
If I know this, it's easier for me to
I'm not trying to
write
put them
these
under the
things.
gun or anything. I just want to get this out for budget time. This is part of what I'm thinking for budget process.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Maybe I'm wrong, maybe
Alderman
I
Dilge.
shouldn't be asking.
I don't think anybody up here cares who made the donation. If they could provide dollar amounts, and it wouldn't be that hard to then, if a dollar amount was earmarked for something specific, to also list that in a line next to it. I really don't think that's unreasonable to ask.
Is there anything else we want? So what I'm going to ask for at this point is just to defer it. We're taking all your stuff right now. It's just defer this thing. We don't need to make any motions or anything else right now. We'll defer it. We'll come back with hopefully a contract that,
Is there anything else other than the donations?
is there anything else
Until we
besides snow
move-
change? I understand that the problem is their treasurer lives 5 hours away, and he's the one who would have to come.
Okay, so we moved the records thing back to the language it was, that's one. And two is we're gonna do something on the donations, that's two.
Anything else?
Okay. Oh, Alderman Decker.
The section where it says this agreement constitutes the entire agreement and understanding of the parties hereto with respect to the subject matter of this agreement. We need to make sure that that doesn't impair or knock out the dissolution agreement.
Well, it's this agreement.
Yeah,
It doesn't, so it says this agreement.
that this
Right, but
new language.
dissolution is a different agreement.
Right. We need to make sure that this language that they added, where it says this agreement constitutes the entire agreement, we need to make sure it doesn't do anything to impair the dissolution agreement.
They want to go back to this. They're getting rid of this and they want to go back to that.
This is this one.
No, I understand it. I guess I'll put in there.
He's going to go back and
Just
tell
don't
them,
want to marry
we
the
don't want
two.
this language.
Just,
I'd rather not have a
I know.
it
connection
says
between.
this agreement, so that's the
This is a
one.
different paragraph.
All right.
This instead of the.
I understand your concern.
There are two places there where it says subject matter of this agreement and this agreement. This has nothing to do with the dissolution, and no one would think that.
Okay.
So I'm a little nervous of,
I wouldn't want to connect the two.
I want to make sure that it,
The dissolution stands on its own.
right. I want to make sure that this paragraph that they added
That
doesn't impair that in any way.
So that's a question more so than, I would caution you on directing the attorney to add language into this contract, because that links them then. Don't ask the attorney if there's danger of having that happen, and let him give you your opinion. So ask him that, and hopefully you'll take his word for it one way or the other, but adding verbiage, connecting that other agreement that is separate from this one to this one by adding verbiage into it is dangerous.
I know what you're saying, okay? I just want to make.
Turn on your microphone, please.
Yeah. The blue paragraph that they added where it says this agreement constitutes, that's a separate paragraph. That has nothing to do with the open records.
correct,
They added this new agreement.
correct. They just
Yeah.
changed the one that I had, that we had above. Not I had, but we had above.
I just want to make sure that this new language that they put in doesn't do anything to jeopardize our dissolution agreement.
Right, and I.
We'll make
okay.
sure that we
That's
have
the
verbiage
point.
in there that it covers that.
That's the point I was trying to make.
No, I get it.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, I'll need a motion to defer, please.
Motion to defer.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's deferred to the next meeting, or until we get this done.
I think we need to have some kind of agreement in place. I would like to suggest that we extend the existing agreement for 90 days till March 31st. The existing agreement.
What's the,
The one that expired on
January,
December 31st, extend it for 90 days.
I'd have to draft a resolution. I mean,
So, like last time, when I first came on.
after the fact.
When Tom and I first came on, there was not a current agreement on, and we did it way late, and they still continue to provide us service. The guys are still
Just
answering.
verbally contract, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the first time this is
I think
late
that's
like
gonna mess
this.
it up a bit, but,
I'm trying to think of how we can do this.
well,
Well, they can make a motion now. Well, first of all, it's off the floor.
right,
We're almost too late.
right.
How do we get it back on the floor? I've never done that.
You could reconsider.
No.
This was the old one.
You'd have to.
This is the old one here. These are the original.
Okay, I need
without any
someone to make a
marks.
motion to bring this back on the table.
Making a motion to bring the test corners agreement, fire agreement back on the floor.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Now it's back on the floor. One of the options you could do to satisfy is Someone make a motion to authorize me to enter into an agreement with Test Corners for a 90-day extension of the previous year's contract while we negotiate this one. And then I can do that without having to come back.
Not by resolution.
Not by resolution. It's
Just
just,
do
we're
it.
not going to have a resolution on this. It's just, you're giving me someone's making that motion and authorizing me to do that. We're still going to do this, but in the meantime, he wants a contract in place.
Come in and
Yeah.
change the date.
Correct.
Just keep,
Yes.
Turn on your
I'm-
phone, please.
Oh, sorry.
I motion that we extend the,
You authorize the mayor to extend.
I motion that we authorize the mayor to extend the
Previous contract
previous-
that expired on December 31.
previous Test Corners fire agreement that expired on December 31st, 2025,
For a period not to extend, not longer than 90 days.
not longer than 90
On the
days.
payment on that, there's payment in this contract. How are you gonna prorate, or are you gonna?
Jenny, how do we do the payments?
How do we
with
do
them?
the payment,
Do we
Jenny?
pay them quarterly?
So that first payment will be,
So with the dollar amount that we have in this one.
of the new one?
The new dollar amount, at least so they can get paid for their first quarter. Because there is an increase this year.
There was an increase, so.
So it's a $12,500 increase for the first quarter.
Then we'll probably have to amend that, right?
No, it's just the
No,
way you're doing it. just
no,
add
the way
it
you're
in.
doing it right now is you can authorize me to increase the previous contract by $12,500 for the first quarter.
So I should restate my motion.
No, just add that into
It was
it.
175 before, now, and it was less.
Just
last
add it into it. So you increase the dollar amount for the first quarter by $12,500.
My motion plus adding the increase of the dollar amount
Of $12,500.
of $12,500 for the quarter.
Perfect.
second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? We're good, I think.
And your deferral is still
You defer-
done.
Oh, now I need a motion to defer the whole thing.
Right. Now we gotta go back to the deferral.
Now I just need to defer it.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you. I know that's confusing, but I think we got it done. License approval. Approval of the outside dance permit to Sobex Bar LLC, DBA Sobex, located at South 79 West 16419 Woods Road for the following dates. March 28th, 2026, from 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. Music provided by Whiskey Bound.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Review of committee reports. There are none. Any updates from the aldermanic liaisons? Seeing none.
No, but I was just going to say, I'm on the Historical Society Committee, and we are also doing a Muskego Chamber event with, focusing on history of Muskego. So just want to put that out there. If anyone's thinking, maybe come to the gala for the chamber, and also pay some attention this year to the Historical Society. They put on some great events, and it's very interesting and fascinating, so thank you.
Deb, can I ask, were they looking for
They're
historical items too
They're
as well?
looking for photos, specifically, we're looking for photos of any older businesses that have been in the community for a while. That's specifically what they're looking for, for the gala, to try to highlight businesses that have been here for, 20-plus years. So, all right, anything else? Motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 7:15.